I want to do a real quick review on the GoPro Hero 4, and it's actually been a really great tool, and I've really grown to love it. The first big thing, this is the Silver Edition. It has a LCD backpack, or an LCD screen, eliminating the need for the LCD backpack as an accessory. It's also a touchscreen, which is really awesome. Not only did GoPro take the step to make it an LCD, but they also added touchscreen, which makes it really easy to adjust settings on the fly. With the Hero 2, it's really difficult to adjust any type of manual settings using only the little screen on the front, which was kind of archaic. And unless you bought the additional screen on back, you really couldn't see what you were doing. So with this, you can see everything you're doing, plus you can, touch to make adjustments, which is really, really awesome. So the adjustments you can make on the fly are you can adjust the ISO, the focal length. So even though it's a fixed length, it does give you the option for wide, medium, and narrow. So you do have a little bit of control with focal length. The other cool thing that's built into the Hero 4 is Wi-Fi. So this thing transmits and receives Wi-Fi signals, so you can connect it to both a tablet or a phone, or if you buy the remote, you can connect it to that and remotely control this through any of those three applications. What I like about the phone and the tablet is that you can actually see what you're shooting from a distance. So like when we were driving through the desert, I was actually able to mount this to my car, and from the passenger seat I was able to watch it on my tablet and see what we were actually recording. So it's always good to have that field monitor option. The fact that it's wireless is really, really cool. Alright, so this also has an option called Pro Tune, which allows you to use a neutral color so that you can do your own color corrections later on down the road in post. And you can also control some of the ISO and the way that the internal aperture controls work. So you can't really set the aperture, but you can tell it to do what's called a spot meter, so that it will adjust the incoming light to whatever is in the center of your image. So the last thing that I'll touch on is the firmware update. There is a firmware 2.0 for this camera that it doesn't come loaded with. If you bought maybe the more like really recent ones come loaded with the 2.0, but if you have a 1.0, I was running into some freezing and crashing problems, especially running with the app. As soon as I installed the 2.0 firmware version, everything started working really, really smooth. So I also recommend doing that. So yeah, overall, I've been really impressed with this camera. I really, really love it. I look forward to using it some more. And I mean, from my experience with the Hero 2 to go into the Hero 4 it was phenomenal. Like, everything is 100 times better. This camera does everything that I was like banging my head against the wall when I had the Hero 2, and it looks like they fixed everything that I had a problem with in the Hero 2. And I'm still learning more about this camera every day. More reviews to come on it down the road.